Hello, hello. Welcome to the news. This week, we have news on add-ons, aircraft, and some scenery. Don't go anywhere. So I am joined once again by my fearless co-host, your man who lives over there, GibboIreland. Gibbo, how are you?
Hey, one take, Murphy. How you doing? Good to see you. We've got loads to cover tonight.
We do. We really, really do. And we were kind of saying it's like, a bit of a slow week with the news, but then we started delving into it. We're like, well, there's kind of a lot of stuff going on, So, we'll get the ball moving, Gibbo, with this. We've seen something like this before. It's, this has come across our path before. And it's that of a whole load of sceneries in one single pack from France VF4. What's the story?
You're right, Murph. Absolutely. So this is France VF4 again, where they launched, the background is Northwest VF4 was launched earlier this year. And in it was 30 bespoke airports in northwestern France, but it was accompanied with thousands, really, of VF4 friendly objects that, virtual pilots could use to help navigate. It was a pretty complete package, to be fair, for those looking to explore the region in great detail, hopping between airfields while enjoying the French landscapes. So while it did offer a lot of content, at the same time, it was kind of expensive, coming in at €40. So what France VF4 have done here, they saw an opportunity that perhaps there's some simmers that would be just looking for the collection of airports without those additional structures. And there's quite a lot of them: castles, churches, antennas, water towers, the list kind of goes on and on. So they've made it available now in a cut down version that's much more affordable for those of us that might be just looking to get our hands on the impressive airport collection. So here it comes with 29 enhanced airports and airfields with photorealistic 3D modeling. 3 large military airports are also added as well that are not existing in Microsoft Flight Sim. And it's available now from Aerosoft, and it's priced at €20.
€20 for how many? 29, is it? Airports?
29 enhanced airports, yeah.
That's pretty cool. And we can see from the screenshots, a lot of work has gone into these. They're not just, we tidied them up and threw in some bits and bobs. It does look really, really good. So if you're into your French scenery, this is definitely got to be on your list, right? Yeah. Looks super cool. Good stuff. So moving on, I have to say a bit now. Look at this thing. Look at this thing. The Coronado aircraft making people who make add-on planes. But it features that of the Pilatus PC12. I'm a huge fan of this airplane. Not because, the Irish Air Corps use it, but it's also an awesome turboprop aircraft. It's used by military, it's used by civilians, it's used kind of across the board. It's a very versatile airplane. And Coronado are now working on one of these. So we know the story with Coronado. They've been very, very busy as of late. They've been throwing out the releases, hard and fast. In particular, they've released stuff for the sim with the local legends. They're also working on some new ones there with the GB as well. But this one looks to be its own standalone release. It's not a new model for them. They have released this before over an X-Plane, but the PC12, it is a remarkable airplane. So as usual, it looks fantastic. Where it'll be on the systems modeling, it's hard to call. I know back in X-Plane it did need the reality expansion packs, and only today I saw on Discord there's loads of videos flying around of one of these landing in St. Bart's, I think it is, like inches above some people. So a very versatile aircraft. There's still issues with the Coronado sounds, and we'll probably chat about that a little bit later on when we look at the feature list for the sim update number 9. I really hope they get this one right, because it is an iconic airplane, and it's one of the base models that Asobo kind of put in the sim. It's a generic, kind of a weird looking model, but it definitely looks like a PC-12. What's also interesting about this is, Coronado need to push this out relatively fast because, we've heard that there are 2 other developers bringing their own PC-12s into the marketplace as well. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens. But Gibbo, is this something that'll interest you, this GA masterpiece that is the PC-12?
Oh, 100%. For no other reason that you've been going on and on about it, how excited you are. So for that reason alone, I'll definitely pick it up. But yeah, as you say, Pilatus have struck a deal with SWS and indeed Iris Simulations, but that was concerning the PC9 and PC24. Mm-hmm. Now, this one from Coronado will be out first. I think SWS are saying the middle of the year is when we can expect their release. So first to market perhaps might be best advantage. So I'm excited to see it.
Really, really good. Yeah, really, really good. And SWS we kind of know what to expect now from them guys after the Kodiak. But listen, it gives users the choice to see what the PC12 is going to look like. So super excited for that. So moving on, Gibbo, it's back to you. And look at this thing. What's happening? We've seen this before.
Yes. Here we have the TF104G, Murph, which is coming to us from Sim Skunk Works. Now, this is actually the original one that was released. What was actually the combat capable trainer version of the F104G, the single seater version, which is what they're coming out with here now. Immediately, I think a lot of folks, when I scanned through their forums, etc., were asking if there might be a discount for those who have previously purchased the TF104G, and they are doing something. They thought it would be appropriate, actually, that the F4F, which is coming out here, would be at a discounted price and lower than that of the TF104G, as a way to satisfy customers that might already have the previous release. So what they're doing is the F4F 104 single seater here will cost €20 compared to the €30 of the TF104G, and it's coming very, very soon indeed. It's literally around the corner and will be available via Sim Market, Just Flight, Aerosoft, Orbix, kind of the list goes on. So yeah.
Like, it's a very iconic airplane, and you know, the one that's released so far, that has very unique sounds. Instantly, if you're in a multiplayer flight, you can hear this thing long before you see it, and it's pretty awesome. I haven't flown it an awful lot. I think so far, I think their Fiat, the G91, is a little bit more polished, but it's going to be interesting to see what they can do with this, because it's a very iconic aircraft, and it's history rich. A lot of records were set with this aircraft. So yeah, no, I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be definitely an interesting addition for us to see. So moving on, this thing, which is from Seafront Studios. There we go. And it's, of course, the Vessels pack, or an add-on pack, which is going to focus on the Balearic Islands, which is kind of cool here. So if any of you guys know Seafront simulations, they do all like shipping and, you know, boats and all that kind of stuff for the sim. They've also built it into the marketplace, so it's compatible on both the Xbox and also on the PC, which is brilliant. But essentially, it brings and breathes life into seagoing traffic, which is fantastic to see. In actual fact, we're going to spend quite some time later on going through this in detail to see if this is an add-on you guys would like to have. This particular package, which is in development from Seafront Studios, it features that of the Balearic Islands, which is out in the English Murph, the Mediterranean Sea. I nearly lost it there, Gibbo. But anyway, they added some 12,000 vessels moored and also travelling up around the coast. They also have some brand new models and also the popular local ferry services between the four main islands. It features night lighting, it has wake effects over the water, and it has PBR models as well. So they're all like different packs. You can see some of the other ones they have. You know, like there's a free one, you know, but they also have some other payware packs that you can pick up as well. So it's a nice little addition for sure. So I'm looking forward to exploring the Balearic Islands to see how this all adds up. So moving on, I found a bit of information in the WhatsApps on the internet the other day, and of course it was over on the A2A Facebook page. And well, there's not much to report here, but there is chatter coming out of the A2A Simulations camp about Microsoft Flight Simulator. And I had to say, that's important, because I'm a huge fan of the A2A development team. I'm a huge fan of them. I've loved their products all the way back in FSX. And I just think for me, they are the PMDG of the general aviation sphere, right? That's kind of where they are. That they're placed yay high on the shelf, do you know? But anyway, what they did say, we will have news on the Microsoft Flight Sim projects via a video, hopefully soon. Now, what do we know about A2A and Microsoft Flight Sim? Well, we do know that their development has been, paused for quite a while, because Scott wanted to make sure that the AccuSim product could work natively within the sim. It didn't. There was not a chance. That's starting to change now, because we've seen, the likes of Fly Inside making the helicopters work, and we've seen Just Flight with their model, and we've also very recently seen Wing 42, their physics model, working independently from Microsoft Flight Sim. So it's going to be interesting to see what A2A can do here. They have announced that they're going to be working on the Comanche 250 and also the Aerostar 600. any of you guys who watched American Made will instantly recognize that aeroplane. So it's good news, or at least it's something. It's an indication that A2A are very much doing a thing, and they're going to keep us up to date or give us an update relatively soon. So I can't wait for this. It's just like, yeah, here's all our fleet and it's good to go. So I can't wait for them, do you know? So moving on, Gibbo, we have a thing.
We do. This is from TouchingCloud, and this is the DG, if I can speak now, my turn, 808S, and it's a glider, Murph.
Ooh, gliders.
This was initially produced under the well-known German glider manufacturer Glaser Dirks, and it's now known under the name DG Flugzeugbau.
Very good, very good.
I've totally not pronounced that well.
Let's go with it.
So the DG808S has an 18-meter wingspan, and of course is a competition glider aircraft. In addition to that wingspan, it also comes equipped with 150 pounds retractable jet turbine that allows pilots to take off without winch equipment, and that comes in handy if those updrafts, prove to leave you hanging. What's interesting, actually, how they've done this is that if you're not planning to use the engine, when you load it in after the flight starts on the runway, you press ready to fly immediately. Or alternatively, if you do need an engine, what you do is you wait for 10 seconds, allow the engine to spin up, and only then press the ready to fly button. And so that's kind of interesting. As an alternative, of course, you can use the kinetic assistant application, which would be familiar to those of us that enjoy gliders. In addition to all that, the aircraft comes with an authentic cockpit instruments, including a digital navigation display showcasing the home airport, additional en route waypoints, wind trajectory, and total tail energy. It also comes with the Cambridge Vario instrumentation that allows for automatic or manual transitions between cruise and soaring modes. So this is available right now, Murph. It's available via flightsim.to for free.
Nice, free. Gotta love it. And another glider. And I'm expecting to see a ton of gliders start coming out over the next couple of weeks and months because, well, gliders natively are going to be added to the code. But I think, not everyone is going to be into the gliders, or they mightn't even want to give it a try because they'll just say, nah, give me something fast, give me something I can mess around in. But I have to say, like, we'll do something soon with the gliders because there is an entire competition side of glider flying, but also from the VR perspective, glider flying is one of the most enjoyable experiences you can have in VR in Microsoft Flight Sim. It's incredible because all the speeds, and you're only short of actually feeling the lift and drag when you're hitting all the thermals. So it's absolutely fantastic to see. Really looking forward to doing some glider flights. So moving on, when I press a button, there we go, it worked, Gibbo. This is interesting because it's kind of, is it kind of like a Seafront Simulations thing, or is it something different?
It seems to be that way, doesn't it? So this is coming to us from Aerosoft, and what they're saying here and how they introduce this is it's about the North Sea, first of all, and it says the North Sea is not just a stretch of water. It's the largest industrial park in Europe. Every square mile has been dedicated to some use. And they're probably not wrong, right? The main idea behind this new package scenery from Aerosoft is to turn, I suppose, what's a dull enough North Sea scenery in Microsoft Flight Sim into something that more closely resembles the real world version. And that's quite truly a bustling area that's filled with industrial activity, from maritime traffic, of course, like container ships and carriers and tankers, that truly connects some of the world's busiest seaports, to the huge amount of fishing boats, and not forgetting all the wind turbines and gas and oil drilling rigs, crane platforms, substations, tugboats. The list goes on and on and on and on. So what they feel here is that over the sea, frame rates are never an issue. So that they feel that they can take advantage of that by introducing incredibly complex objects. And some are more complex than a complete major airport in the sim, according to Aerosoft. This product is intended to be released in late summer, and it'll be priced between 10 and 15 euros. And it'll be sold on the Aerosoft store, of course, as well as eventually the in-sim marketplace available to PC and Xbox. What do you think, Murph? There's so much going on here.
There is, and like the North Sea, if you ever put your foot in the North Sea, the sound that comes back at you is very unique. It's cold, right? But I will say this: it's an that was bad, wasn't it? It's an interesting concept because they're making physical objects whereby you can actually land on these things. And that could be kind of cool with choppers. You know, you can be doing ferry flights in and out, which could be fun. However, what's the demand for this going to be like? Do you know what I mean? Like, it's with Aerosoft and some of the scenery packs that they have released, and in particular, we're going to check out the one, I think it was in Antarctica. It was kind of just, here you go, it's done, and well, that was kind of it, do you know? So I don't know where this is going to be. I know they have modeled a lot of the structures in this. In actual fact, in some of the development notes, they're actually saying, you know, when you land on one of these things, use the drone camera and go check things out. So they've obviously put a lot of care and attention into it. I don't know. I think it has the potential to be a lot of fun, especially if you can fly choppers out there. You know, you can do all sorts of role play stuff, search and rescue, medivac, all of these awesome, cool things. And they look excellent. The models look absolutely fantastic. I mean, they're right up there with what Seafront are doing. So, yeah, I don't know. It depends on kind of how it goes. It's a great way of giving purpose, if you like, of putting scenery in the sea. It's a genius idea because you're quite right. Frame rates over the sea are always going to be grand, so you can kind of mess around with them. So I'm actually looking forward to it. It'll be interesting to see kind of where it goes, you know. So yeah. Moving on. Good luck pronouncing these. Gibbo. This was kind of this is like late into the news because and we thought we'd include them because when it comes to the continent of Africa, when it comes to scenery there, we're not really spoiled for, like, there's not a lot there. Orbex have done a bit. Of course, SWS have done amazing things with Okavango, and I know they're working on more and more things, two cats. But here we are now with some African scenery, in particular with two very important airports. So what's going on here?
Yeah, Murph, like you say, it's great to see Africa getting some attention here. So the first one, and this is coming to us from Flight Sim Development Group, is Accra International Airport, which is also known as Kotuka Airport, which is located in the capital city of Ghana. So Accra happens to be one of the busiest airports in West Africa, and it has been named the best airport in Africa for 3 years in a row. It has GA and military aprons, big cargo apron, and the surrounding airport city make this a scenery quite interesting, I got to say. The second one is kind of similar as well. It comes from a famous tourist destination that's in Tunisia. This is pronounced Enfidha. Yes, I got that there. And this happens to be one of the, it sounds legit, yeah. Happens to be one of the youngest and most modern airports in Africa as well. So they come very similar in terms of feature sets, offering great renditions of the airports, dynamic lighting, custom ground material, realistic static aircraft, interior modeling, etc., etc. There's a bit of a price difference though. So Accra comes in at €21 and Enfidha comes in at €12. And these are available right now from fsdg-online.com.
I like FSDG. They've done some fantastic work. And I hats off to them for developing sceneries in some of the more not so active areas when it comes to flight sim. Like in Europe, we are now spoiled for choice when it comes to Microsoft Flight Sim. There are so many airport add-ons. There's a good few in the US as well. So it's great to see more sceneries getting developed for these other areas. I'm still kind of ruined and spoiled by Józsefy Designs Renton. I mean, if I see a scenery for $20 now, I'm thinking, okay, but like, what's this going to do? Do you know what I mean? Like, I think they've really raised the bar here. And, you know, it's, for me, it's getting harder and harder to justify buying more scenery, unless, of course, I really want to go there. But it's getting harder and harder to justify spending €20 or more on scenery that's just scenery. I think Józsefy have really upset things for all the right reasons, and I think developers really have a challenge ahead of them because, you know, we've touched on this before. We're talking about, well, the value of an add-on, and yes, they look fantastic. They're well built. I'm sure a lot of care and attention went into them, but like Renton, just look at Renton. It's, do you know what I mean? It's miles ahead, miles and miles ahead. Do you know what I mean? So, sure, listen, we'll see what the crack is. Now, moving on. That's not right. I'll press this one. No, that's not right either. I pressed the wrong button twice. Wrong. That's wrong. Oh, wait, where did that... Hang on, I'll find it, lads.
Whenever you're ready.
Hang on, I know what to do. I know how to fix it. What's that called? Hang on, we'll fix this together, right? Oh, no, wait, there's no video for this. Come on, Murph, you genius. We're talking about Island. I didn't put a video in.
It was an online video.
Yeah.
Yeah, so why don't I talk to it while you try and pull it up real quick?
What I'll say, just close your eyes. Imagine what we're looking at here. Gibbo, we'll go through some sort of an audible journey with you as you explain to us by sound how to visualize what it is you're talking about.
It's just as well it's not a visual one where it's all about the visuals and you really need to see it to believe it. Murph, pull it up quick. So while Murph was trying busily to click on a simple YouTube link, folks, this is Thrustmaster's update of Island, of course. So we know a bit about Island. It's a bit of a hodgepodge of, well, everything really that was built by Thrustmaster initially as an internal only use for training and product testing. But they released it not so long ago and it had everything included. And they're back. They're back with an update. So yeah, like for those that don't know, I mean, it's just mad. There's sceneries, there's there's a city, there's an airport. It's got horns coming out of the water with the Thrustmaster logo on it. It's got rings that you can fly your aircraft through. It's got, you name it, it's got it. And what they've added here with the latest update, which is for free, is an archipelago with 7 different islands, so right beside each other. There's a new bridge. It's a massively long bridge, by the way. It goes on and on and on. There's an enhanced military zone. There's an aircraft carrier. Why not? Just hanging off the side of the harbor.
It looks lovely.
Oh my god. It's got cargo planes. It's got a destroyer. We're totally going to re-record the end part later. It's got a harbor area. It's got an industrial area, and it's got an additional new runway. So it's worth the download for sure, for free, just for the sheer madness of it. It comes in though in total quite hefty. It's a 12 gig all-in install at the end of the day. But yeah, it's available at Thrustmaster's website, thrustmaster.com. For free. So I was checking it out earlier and it's fun. It's well worth the stream, Murph, on a Friday night sometime.
What I'm going to do, because this was all set up and this wasn't, me making a mess of things and I couldn't actually put up the video. Gib, I remember I told you I deleted it. Anyway, it's not important, right? Anyway, what we'll do, how about this? Maybe next week we'll showcase a bit of Island. I'll take you for a spin around the island. Island. But yes, we might do that just for the sheer crack of it, just to see what happens. Do you know what I mean? And it could be fun, Gibbo. It could be fun. So, listen, get out while we still can. That's it for this week's news. We did all right until suddenly and abruptly, well, I didn't. But do be sure to check us out on our live streams every Monday, Wednesday and Friday at 1900 Zulu time on twitch.tv/Two-Tone Murphy. And until the next time, look after yourselves and we'll see you soon.
Take care.